The James Show Podcast.
Let's play Dead or Alive. Hey, thank you, Mr. Jovi. Welcome to Dead or Alive. Today we're playing for 2 tickets to see Megyn Kelly live on stage, Dickies Arena, Saturday, October 25th. Special guest Glenn Beck, Mark Halper, and Link Lauren. Get tickets now at MegynKelly.com. Presented by Refi and Sirius XM. Today's category is news anchors. I'm going to name 10 news anchors. All you got to do is tell me if they're dead or alive. Whoever's on the phone at the end of the list, you're going to get the tickets. We're starting with Nick in Abilene. Hey, Nick, you ready for Dead or Alive?
Let's play.
All right. Number 1, Peter Jennings from ABC News. Is he dead or alive?
Alive.
No. Peter Jennings died in 2005, Nick in Abilene.
It's my fault.
I know, you didn't even make it through one. That's rare. Brian in Plano. You ready for Dead or Alive?
I am.
Okay, next one. Barbara Walters, dead or alive?
She is alive.
Nope, died in 2022. Sorry, Brian. All right. It's a rough start. Let's try Mike. Mike in Granbury, you're on Dead or Alive. You ready?
Go ahead, James. Everybody's striking out.
Well, maybe it's your turn, Mike. Sam Donaldson, dead or alive?
Believe he's dead.
No, I know why you would say that. He's 91 years old, but he is still alive. God. All right, thanks, Mike. Worst episode ever. Or best, depending on if you're into that sort of thing. Bob in Athens, you're on Dead or Alive. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. What are we down to? Ted Koppel from Nightline and big old hair. Is he dead or alive?
I think he's already passed.
He's alive, 85 years old. No one wants these tickets?
Easy.
Yeah, no one wants these tickets, huh? Jason in Blue Ridge. You want to see if you can get one right?
Let's do it.
All right. Tom Brokaw, dead or alive?
Dead.
Tom Brokaw, sir, is alive, 85 years old. All right, now I'm starting to enjoy it. Now it's come full circle, where I hope nobody gets one right. And whoever's just on the phone at the end, they're going to get, someone's getting the tickets to Megyn Kelly. Y'all can call in right now. Everyone's laying eggs. 800-288-9227. We got to restock this line if a couple more people get it wrong. Ray in Granbury, you ready for Dead or Alive?
Yes, sir.
All right. Roger Mudd, dead or alive?
Oh, he's dead.
Well, don't be so confident. He just died in 2021, but my God, you at least got one right. Thank you, Ray.
I don't know what that's doing. Okay.
I know, right? I was kind of surprised, too. Diane Sawyer, dead or alive?
Alive.
79 years old. Well done.
Oof.
Dan Rather, the Lion POS, who's actually a Texan, but is he dead or alive?
Pretty sure he's still alive.
93 years old. That's amazing. What's that, 3 in a row? Lou Dobbs from Fox Business, and before that, CNN for a couple decades. Dead or alive?
I'm going to go with alive.
No, he died last year, 2024. All right. Well, good try, Ray. You did better than everybody else so far. Jonathan in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
There's only one question left. So this is, I know. Hey, all you got to do is get one and you get the Megyn Kelly tickets. And it is Britt Hume, the Fox News legend. Is he dead or alive?
Dead.
No, he's 82 years old. All right. So, Elizabeth, you with me? This is Elizabeth in Decatur. You ready for Dead or Alive?
I am.
Well, good. You already won. How about that? Well done. You didn't have to do anything. Sometimes it pays to play. Are you a Megyn Kelly fan?
I am.
Okay. Have you ever been to one of these events where like these anchors and these eggheads come and do a presentation?
No, I haven't. So I'm looking forward to it.
Man, I love it. It feels like the sort of adult, mature thing that we're supposed to be doing at this age, Elizabeth. So I'm going to put you on hold. Garrett, number 3, we'll get your information. We'll email you 2 tickets to see Megyn Kelly live on stage, Dickies Arena, Saturday, October 25th. Special guest Glenn Beck, Mark Halperin, Link Lauren. Get tickets now at MegynKelly.com. All right, that has been today's episode of Dead or Alive. When you look at America The U.S. adults who are working age, so that's 16 to 65, a new survey showed that 28% of them read below a third grade level. Below a third grade level, which means they are baffled by the children's placemat at El Chico or Ponchos or whatever's still open these days. But if you're thinking, wow, that kind of sounds like a lot, like 1/3 of us are almost illiterate. Yeah. 1/3 of adults, 28%. Now, here's why I'm telling you this on the James Show today. Not that I want to make fun of people who can't read, because, I need all the listeners I can get. If you're illiterate, I love you. Listen to the James Show every day. Listen to the commercials. Buy everything they tell you. But this is what got my attention. This is why I'm telling you. That is a 9% increase since 2017, meaning 8 years ago, only 21% of us read below a third grade level. Yikes. So what has happened in the meantime? What has happened in the interim between 2017 and 2025? Anybody want to guess here? Oh, that's right. The COVID lockdowns. That's one of the things they're pointing at to explain why there's such a huge jump in the numbers. Because 9% doesn't sound like a whole lot. But when it goes from 21 to 28%, that's more than a 30% increase. That's almost a 40% increase. That's huge. And so it just so happens when you flush the educational experience of millions of children, of all children, down the toilet for 2 straight years, jeepers, it turns out we're cranking out people who are dumber. This is adults 16 to 25. So if you go back 5 years, these people were locked down. The 16-year-olds were locked down when they were 11. They were just in 6th grade getting locked down. So 2 full years. And then when you get back, you're so far behind, they just pass you along to catch you up. And the COVID hangover is killing us in educational outcomes to this day. So the lesson here, you can kind of take the lesson of, wow, that's kind of a flaw with democracy when 28% of people can't read anything that's a complex thought, but their vote still counts as much as yours does. But no, I want you to come away with a different lesson here. This didn't have to happen. This 9% was the direct result of people who pushed the COVID lockdowns. And they told you at the time they were just out of abundance of caution. But we now know that it was the most arbitrary, unsubstantiated, unscientific lockdown practice possible. The masks, there was no science behind it. Social distancing, they just made it up. Stickers on the floor did nothing. But everyone who did this, did they get punished for it? For making 9% of our working population illiterate? So we have 28% versus 21%, or what was it before that? Yeah, 21%. Something going to happen? Oh, I'm sorry, 19%. Look how dumb I am. But yeah, anyone who pushed that should be kicked out of their job if they're still holding a lever of power, because not only did they get it wrong, they got it wrong, and it was to the detriment of millions of kids. It hurt this country. Our illiterate rate went up 9%, in big part because of these terrible decisions. They should never be allowed near the levers of power again. I'm not saying they should be, fired from any job whatsoever, never allowed to work, and they just have to starve in the streets or whatever. But they shouldn't be in charge of anything. If you make a decision that bad, if you go along with a decision that bad, that's not substantiated, that has no science behind it, and you're just an easily led automaton who can be convinced to make terrible decisions based on political whims, then you have proven yourself unworthy of being in a position of power. You should not be the superintendent of a school. You should not be the principal of a school. You shouldn't be the assistant principal of a school. You can maybe be the volleyball coach. How about that? Maybe you could be the JV soccer coach. But you damn sure shouldn't be able to tell anybody when they can do anything ever again. Not only did you get it wrong, you destroyed the education of millions of children. All the cowards who stood by and let it happen, same thing. They should never be promoted into a position of power. I assume they didn't hold the levers of power and they were just passing along the terrible ideas. But we decided after World War II that just following orders was not a legit excuse. And the real lesson here is for the people who fought against it, who spoke out against it, the people who lost their job, the people who refused the vax, the people who refused the mask, the people who went to city council meetings and went in the media and spoke out against this. These are the people that should be lionized. These people should be heralded and rewarded handsomely. They should be the only group of people allowed anywhere near any levers of power. Every superintendent, every school superintendent should now be someone who is an anti-lockdowner. Because in our most difficult situation, in the crucible of crisis and emergency, these were the people who made the right decisions when all the other people didn't, when most people didn't. You should look and say, hey, how come when most of the world was losing their mind and going along with what turned out to be false, there were these people who stood their ground and stood their principles and turned out to be right? That's a special group of people. That's an exceptional group of people. This is who your leaders should be. Whenever you're voting for someone, whether it's city council or governor or president, from now for the rest of your life, your first question should be, where do they stand on the lockdowns during COVID? And if they were pro-COVID lockdowns, that should disqualify them from any office. I don't care what political party they're on, what they believe, or if it's your next door neighbor. All right, that's going to do it for my time today. Stick around. Mark Levin's coming up next. And don't forget, we are your new home for Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Check them out weekdays 11 to 2, right before The James Show. I'm James Parker. This has been The James Show on News Talk 820, 93.3 FM, WBAP.
The James Show Podcast.